Going back to the back office, let's go back now to the modules and click on modules. Let's move down to the second section, and here what I would like to do now is I would actually like to import or actually install a slider for my homepage. So what's going to happen, this thing here will be changed. Okay, so usually this will come preloaded with Prestashop and you would not have to install these particular modules, but just so that for some reason maybe you're using a different version and that particular version might not have this pre-installed, this is the actual procedure you would take to install that particular module. So I'm going to type in image slider for your homepage. Alright, and there it is. So I have it installed, but what I need to do is to update it. Okay, moving all the way down once again, and you can see that it's been updated now, and I can actually go and configure. When you hit on the configure button, a new page will show up, and here you'll be actually entering some information about this particular slider. The first section here will give you some settings, and it will give you the maximum image width, the speed. So the speed, what this means is if I go back to the front office, these photos, as you can see, will change automatically, or the users can use these buttons here to change them, and the speed at which they change automatically is defined by this number here. Okay, there is a pause as well, and this is how many milliseconds there is between each change. So 3000 milliseconds basically means this particular image is going to be here for 300 milliseconds. After that it's going to change to the second one, and the change will happen in 500 milliseconds. Okay, moving down we'll come to the list of all the images here. So this is where you would enter your images. Now the important thing here is that you need to enter the images which will be according to the size set by this particular theme, and that's actually 779 by 500 pixels. So make sure that your images are of a size 779 by 500. If they are not, the Prestashop will automatically in a way adjust those images, but they might actually lose on their quality, or they might actually be, if they're too big, they might actually be chopped down and the images will not appear at their best. Okay, so we can see that all of these three images here are enabled, and if you hit on edit, a new page will show up where you can edit this particular image. So very first slide, so this is the very first slide here, and you can see that there's some text here, there's a button, and there's the image. Okay, so going back to the back office, this is where all of this is actually set up. First of all, you have the available option here to change to different language, in my case only French. You can change the image, you can actually change the title here, so sample 1, which is the title of this particular slider, and then you have the URL you can change, so that's this bit here. So when somebody clicks on this button shop now, they will be actually taken to this address here. The caption, sample 1, it's actually the caption for this particular image, once again for this particular slider, and then you have the actual text here. Okay, so this is the text here, and you can see that the color of the text matches the background, which is very bad. So make sure that your color of your text is clearly visible, not like in this case. Alright, so enable it, yes or no. So what I'll do is I'm going to select a different image. I'm going to select this one, hit on open. Basically I can change all of this here, but I'll leave it as it is, and basically in here you can enter even some images and some links. So for example, if you do not like this button shop now, you can enter an image and then link it to a different page. Okay, so even though you are entering a target URL here, if you want, you can enter another button like this one here, shop now, and basically what happens is if somebody hits on anywhere within this image, they'll be taken to the target URL, which is this one here. However, if they click on this button shop now, they'll be taken to the actual address that you have linked your button to. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm just going to hit on the save button. Alright, so we made the first change. Let's go to the front office, let's reload it and see how this actually changed our slider. Okay, so there it is. This is the very first image that we have entered, and you can see that if I scroll to the right, all of the other images are still there, but the first one is there, and we have actually changed the first slider. Okay, you can go and actually edit the second one, and I'll do exactly the same. I'm just going to enter a different photo, and basically you can have as many sliders as you wish. Okay, so I'll choose the second one, which is this image here, and I'm going to hit on save. And because I have only 2 images, I'm going to get rid of the third image, the third slider, which is displayed this one here. So I'll go and hit on the delete button, and now I only have 2 of those, 2 images that will be displayed in my slider. Excellent. So if you wanted to add more, you would hit on this add new button, and exactly the same page will appear, and basically you can do that anytime you wanted to. You will enter the information here, you will enter the site title, so you would enter after that the target URL, the caption, the information of the description here, enable it, upload the image, and then save that, and that will then appear in here. So if I go and refresh this once more, I should only have 2 images, 2 sliders here, which I have just created. Basically I haven't created those 2 sliders, I'll just use the sliders that were already there and just enter the different images. Okay, so that's how you would go about actually changing and adding this slider to your homepage. Alrighty, let's go back now and let's go into modules once again, and this time we're going to search for a module that's called theme configurator. Okay, there it is. I already have it installed and it's been updated, so let's go ahead and configure our theme. Here you'll find a couple of the options. First of all, in the first section you'll find the settings, and if you move a bit more down you'll find the images which are already on the page. Okay, and we're going to change some of these images and see how everything works out. Okay, let's first of all go through the settings here. Display the links on your store's social account, yes or no. If you wanted to configure that, hit on the configure button here, and this will actually open a new page where you can configure how to display the links. So basically you will enter your Facebook URL, your Twitter, and your YouTube URL and everything else. Once you're done with that, you would hit on save, and basically this is adding your own information for your social networking to the website. Okay, let's move back now. The second option in the general settings will actually give you the option to adjust your contact information. So by clicking on the configure button, a new page will load up, and here you can enter and change your contact information. Okay, the company name, the address, the phone number, and the actual email. Let's go back now, and you can enable or disable any of this by clicking on yes or no. The third option down will actually give you the option to display the social sharing button on the products page. So on the products page you would have some information about the product, as we have seen, the actual photos, and down the bottom you'll actually have the availability to share those on the social networks such as Facebook and other things, and basically this option here will enable or disable that. Okay, moving a bit more down, display the Facebook block on the home page. So that's this bit here. If I go back, okay, so this is the one there. So you of course, when you enter your information, your own Facebook page, this will actually change and this will become your Facebook link. Okay, so that's this bit here. Then the next option is to display the custom CMS information block. You can disable it or enable it or configure it, and then we have display quick view window on the home page and category pages, yes or no. Display the categories as a list of products instead of a default grid displayed. So basically whether or not you would like to have almost like a drop down menu, or actually have it as default grid display, which of course is made default. Display the top banner, yes or no, and by hitting on the configure you can configure the top banner. Then we have display logos available payment methods. So that's basically when you go into the payments, there will be, you know, Visa and everything else. Whether or not to display that is actually configured here. And then we have the display live configurator. Okay, display the subcategories, yes or no.